Yo, you are now tuned into the Bag Brothers Podcast, episode 35. It's your boy Sully.
It's your boy P.
And we got a special guest, the visionary, Dej. How are you?
Hey guys, how are you?
What's going on?
Not much, just chilling.
Okay. All right. You know, if y'all know if y'all know the voice, you know what I'm saying? We on YouTube with it too right now. You got the audio, the visual as well.
New videos.
So you know, she's famous for word of the week, you know. So we gonna tap back in real soon, but we're gonna get to how we usually do it with the tip of the week popping up. So success is achieved by those who try. Where there is a lot to gain and a little to lose, try. I'm running back one more time, you know, as we usually normally do it, so we can digest properly.
Exactly.
Success is achieved by those who try. Where there is a lot to gain and a little to lose, try. So,
Peace.
You take the first crack at it, P. What you think about that?
I think it just means that in all things you gotta act, right? Like you gotta do. Like Nike says, no pun pun intended in this. Just do it. Right? But I'm
gonna have Dave crack open and do
yeah, please. You know,
gas.
You
taps, though.
We got the gas. You know, the douche is the douche flow.
Yeah, please. Handler right now.
Yes, please.
I always handle douche.
She got the good nails. She got hold on. You might have to assist her with the nails.
But, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I think that just means to do, right? I think so many times we get caught up in thinking about the things we want to do.
Contemplating it,
yeah,
right?
and like just overthinking it. And it's like, and when I say that, I also want to be clear that when I say just do it, I mean just do it, but do it, make sure it's calculated. Because it's like, I don't want people to be like, oh, yeah, no, fuck it, I'm just going out there to do it. I'm going to rob the bank and then figure it out. Like, nah, like, whatever you're doing, make sure it's calculated. Hold on. Damn, she heavy-handed. Hold on.
Hey, y'all watch this on YouTube.
Y'all watching this? You trying to have, girl? What's going on around here? But yeah, man, just do, man, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other.
100%.
Like all the time.
I fuck with
That's
that.
me.
I follow up, and I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And I think that, as you said, like, I feel like we on the fence too damn much, and like, oh, should I do it? Should I not do it? Oh, but they doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's not about them all the time. It's about you. So if you want to do it, go ahead, do it. But also take that calculated risk in doing so, and understand what you're getting yourself into before you actually do it.
100%.
So I would say that. 100%. What you think, D Money? I call it D Money. So yeah,
yeah.
That's something different. But I call it D Money. So that's what I refer to as.
Yeah.
What you think about that? She
hold
poured like this much juice.
Yeah,
this was
the damn alcohol is.
on. I'm a bartender.
Nah, listen, we
bartender today.
Yeah, we ain't bartenders either.
Right.
But, you know,
you gotta figure it out.
We make it
you
happen.
gotta just do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nike.
Exactly.
Sponsor them.
You starting this podcast off the right way.
We not
because we
paying
got
her to
some
say
shit
this.
coming, and we might need that Nike sponsorship sooner than later.
Still BBGC though, you know what I'm saying?
All the time, at all times.
Let me do the commercial.
We got
we gonna talk.
Yeah,
we gonna talk.
So as far as that, I feel like that means that when people want success, a lot of times they don't try. They're hesitant about it because they have that fear of not being successful. And I feel like any successful person, anybody you look up to, they had to overcome that fear of failure and not wanting to try. And in order for you to actually be successful and be in a place that you want to be, you have to actually try. You can't just let shit. Can I curse? Oh.
You could do that.
This is the Bag Brothers podcast you on right here. Like,
you don't edit this shit.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
how
this
we
is
do
raw
it.
footage.
Be yourself, please.
Yeah.
Say the Breakfast Club. You don't be like,
Oh,
please.
God.
please be BLS.
Yeah, sometimes people let that failure get in the way of them actually wanting to try and push through that. And, you know, if you want to be successful, like, y'all had to overcome that fear of, you know, are people going to like this? Or I don't know how I'm going to do this.
So
and,
remember
you
the
know,
first
this is your
episode?
first podcast. And the first episode is always the hardest. The first time you try is always the hardest, but after a while it gets easier. So, yeah, I think that's what that means.
Respect.
That's real. Real.
Spoken like a true visionary.
Visionary. I heard you.
You know.
You know, as always, hashtag BBGC, Bag Brother Gallon Challenge. Water is essential, pun intended with the essential. But we always want to push water no matter what. 12 months out the year, every day, every week, every minute, every second. Put some type of water in you. Make sure that you're hydrated. got the coronavirus going around. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that you doing what you got to do.
Health is wealth.
Has to be hashtag BB30 for 30. Make sure you're working out. Make sure that you get the exercise in, whether it be mental, whether it be physical, whatever it is. Make sure that you keeping up with your health in general.
Yes, sir.
So, how was your week, P?
My week was alright. Listen, I'm about to start this off sending a disclaimer. Went to the doctor. I got tested. I do not have corona.
He had that cough earlier.
D-Money had that cough. Corona.
Walking into the studio.
Nah, but you know what it is? It's because I don't be wearing no jacket because I'm always in the car. But
you think you fucking Superman?
Because I cannot drive with that big ass bear jacket that I got.
The fucking the Sherlock Holmes shit on right now.
That's a nice caramel.
Fire, yo.
Yeah.
First of all, listen, y'all supposed to wear a jacket regardless.
I know. You sound like my mom, but it's just like I got the heated seats. I just be cozy.
When you step outside the car, that cold.
I know.
That little split second.
Yeah.
Cold like you get that nigga. Bow.
I'm gonna get the cold back. Don't worry about it. The get back is what's important. You heard? But I've been feeling a little bit under the weather. I've been having like headaches and stuff this week, but I think that's just
you got checked out by the doctor though, right?
Yeah, that's not. That's just stress headaches.
Well, that's
I have different. I have different kinds of headaches. Huh?
Have you been sleeping?
Nah, I don't sleep. I ain't sleeping like a month.
Yeah, that's probably it. Could be that too.
Sleep that shit.
Insomnia.
You sleep insomnia.
Nah, it ain't even that. It's just like between school, work,
it's a lot.
Stuff that we doing, like I think that, family. Like I don't.
Well, I think that like we get sleep, but the sleep that we get,
it's not
like,
adequate. Bro, the best sleep that I had 2020 so far was in Barcelona.
Oh, how was that?
That shit was alright.
Yeah, I was living 3 hours.
That shit was alright.
Yeah, but
it wasn't. I'm gonna dab a little bit. It wasn't like one of our greatest adventures, but I think that it ranks amongst the top.
Anytime you could get like I always say, we from Brownsville. We 2 kids from Brownsville, bro.
From Brownsville?
Yeah, for me to be able to leave where I'm from, like I got family members who never left the state, so it's like for me to be able to leave. Yeah, like bro, I take pride in that. Like that's something like I can afford to, right? I'm healthy enough to do it. Right. Like I appreciate those things. But yeah, other than that, I feel a little bit under the weather, but I'm kind of kicking it, you know.
Yeah.
We discussed something yesterday, so the group chat was on fire yesterday. That's fun. That's gonna be a good time.
The emoji.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I'm just excited. I'm just excited for this Women's HERstory Month.
Yeah, man.
This thing that we putting together.
You know, our second
guest, right? Like,
make sure y'all tune into you. Listen,
we getting.
Money got some shit on today.
Yeah, hold on. Nah, we gonna get
only
the pic.
See the nails. Hold on, watch the nails.
Show the nails, D.
Watch the nails now.
Wait, this is something calm.
That's something calm.
Imagine when something not calm.
Exactly. Imagine when it's turned up a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, man, like you said, health is wealth. So just like staying on top of that, and you know, taking antibiotics and my vitamins. But that's me, man. Staying out the way.
Do you want to crack at it?
Just crack at it, yeah.
Crack at it, you know, throw the bat at it, whatever you want to say.
He's a rapper.
My week was okay. My week was honestly, it was really slow. I don't know if y'all, like, Mercury was in retrograde. I don't know if y'all believe in that.
You want this fucking Ashley start? Come on with this, man.
Nah. I'm serious. Kayla believe in it too.
When she talk about it, but like, yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow because you're doing too much.
To me, I feel like, okay, you don't have to believe in it, but to me, I feel like I believe in energy, and I feel like the stars, the moon, the sun, everything, the alignment affects how you feel.
Respect.
So I feel like this Mercury retrograde, I had a lot of creative ideas, but it was really slow for me. Like, I felt really sluggish and tired, but it also could have been the way I've been eating, because I've been waking up at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning just eating like mad food, like no reason, just eating.
Okay.
But
are you eat during the day?
I'm not hungry during the day. I'll eat fruits. I'll eat breakfast. I'll drink water. But then I don't know.
What's your breakfast look like? So say for example, what's your average breakfast looking like? Like what? Like in terms of like what are you having?
Pancakes, turkey bacon. I don't eat pork no more.
I'm talking about swine off the fucking. You know what I'm saying?
You Muslim now?
Sometimes eggs.
That's a good ass movie, by the way. Watch that show, Muslim.
What?
That's a show?
It's I don't know what this nigga talking about. He just made it up. He directed it. He put it on the TV. He put it on the TV himself. He trying to get me to go watch it.
That's a movie.
You know she directed too, right? We gonna talk about that later. Go ahead, though.
You really a visionary. Hold on, you really a visionary.
Hold on now, y'all.
Nah, we gotta get into it. We gotta get it. Come on, all right, finish. Tell us about your, but we gotta get into this because hold
on. Yeah, aside from that, my week was slow, but I'm actually in the process of trying to come up with this series that I actually want to pitch to maybe DC. I don't know yet, but I was actually working on a series, and then that was the only thing that kind of kept my interest. I was working on WoW, but other than that, I just felt really tired and sluggish. I went out a couple times, but other than that, nah, it was all right.
Do you feel as though I guess the way you feel is gonna change within the next week coming up, or
like is Mercury gonna be out of retrograde or whatever the hell it is? Whatever you're talking about.
It's in the fucking stratosphere.
I don't know what the fuck is moving. That shit better move up out of here, because if that's the reason I've been feeling. Mercury, get your ass up out of here. Retrograde somewhere else.
Yo, y'all are funny.
You the second person to say that, baby.
What? Wait, hold the fuck on. Let me get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck on over here.
Not like that, you know.
Oh God.
Tell me damn it, you know. We family, you know. We
family.
Like, go ahead, man. Tell me more about this Mercury retrograding, please.
It's out of it's out of retrograde. Sorry, it's the
Metro BCS. Yo, what?
It's the Tuesday. I'm sorry. It's out of retrograde on Tuesday, March 10th.
Okay.
So after that, you may still feel the effects of it, but after the week, I feel like it affects everybody, and like. You don't have to believe in astrology and signs and all of that, but like if you believe in energy and stuff like that, and you look into it, stuff like that can really affect you, like really affect you. So
is this the reason why the broom is standing up? Oh no.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's
a good motherfucker.
Yeah, the broom man.
Wait, what? Oh,
the broom is there. I'm like, y'all gotta get the fuck out of here. There's a magic.
Mercury, holla at your boy, because I'm getting the fuck out of here.
The bag brothers won't be here. You
Mercury
come down.
about to get out of here.
Okay. All right, well.
I feel like they said something about NASA said that was the only day, but I left my broom up in my living room.
That shit was still standing
a
week later. That's just standing today right now in my crib.
I don't know what kind of broom you got. That's I don't know.
That's the Hocus Pocus broom.
Yeah, I don't know. You better that you jump on that shit, fly out the stratosphere, so you have fun. But how was your week?
Week was good. I think my mood wasn't down, but I think my physical activity was down in terms of like how I normally move throughout the week. And I guess that has something to do with Mercury. I guess I know better now.
You know what's crazy though?
I'm telling you,
what? Because I picked up on that.
Oh,
like when we were talking this week, right?
Yeah.
I said it to somebody else. I was like, yo, like they asked me something about you, like they was checking in on you or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, nah. I'm like, because it's like, it was just weird. I guess because I know you so well now. Like, I was like, yo, son, we both just out of it this week. Yeah, like, it's just so much going on,
we
son.
Thought, and you know what's crazy? Because you was on point, because when I hit you up, I'm like, yeah, like, D-Money said the 3rd, we going to record on 3/8 Monday. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
you said 3/9 at first, and you was like, it's not available.
See?
Nah,
and like, yo.
But that was
you know, I forgot. I dead forgot. And like in the middle of this week, I said, oh shit. So I hit you up, and I was like,
yeah, 3/8 is definitely. We unforgettable.
And listen, y'all right. Y'all unforgettable.
Let me know.
That's my favorite Drake song, by the way. Unforgettable with Young Jeezy.
So that was Prince's single. By the way,
yo,
download iTunes now.
Holla at him.
Chill out, y'all got
but like 3/8 was actually Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So like, what's the fuck odds of that? I'm out of it, so you know I'm out of it. And then I fucking lost $100. $100 bill, like a fresh crisp.
Somebody got like 5 drinks out of that.
You gotta chill out. D-Money. Your name is D-Money for a reason, right? You know what I'm saying? So let's stop. But I did lose $100, so I was tight. But I'm also thinking like, damn, like somebody like that, like balling for my $100 right now. But you know,
don't think about it like that. Somebody
might needed it.
Yeah, somebody needed it more than you.
Cause I'm like, yo, but I wanted to use something. I wanted to buy something with $100. But I guess it is what it is. You know, money come and go.
You've
been
blessed.
God takes away to replace. So
he does. So
yeah, exactly.
That's a good one. That's fucking
God takes away to replace. God, take away all of this negative ass energy out my life, because I got a family and I'm trying to be positive.
What family do you have?
My mother asked me that today. I told my mother, she asked me something. I was like, I got a family. She said, what family? Don't worry about it.
All right.
You finished?
This what I do. No, relax. Hold on.
We about to double up.
Hold on.
Look at this.
Come on, baby. That's what we do. You babysitting, baby. You babysitting. I ain't got the kids tonight.
I'm a lightweight.
Doubling up. All right, so yeah, my week was like that. Next week probably be better.
Oh,
next week definitely
it's gonna be better.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be better.
Next week definitely gonna be money. Stay
Bag
tuned.
Brothers, baby.
Stay tuned. We got something for you too.
You think the NCAA the only people that got March Madness?
Okay.
See what you just said?
Pop smoke.
Okay, Pop Smoke. Rest in peace, Pop.
All right. So if y'all don't know, hope y'all know. Well, if you don't know, now you know. The topic of this episode is the visionary days. D Money.
And why she's so visionary.
And why she's so visionary, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And why she's so damn stylish and why she got her face beat like that. You know what I'm saying? So
I know why she got her face beat. She got her Bag Brothers podcast.
You're right.
Ain't no regular shit, man.
Regular
Niggas better
podcast.
stop acting like this some regular ass podcast.
Take the Breakfast Club, son. You better fucking recognize,
Exactly.
man.
I was going through my sweats today.
Tim,
I was like, you know what?
that's not a sweat kind of occasion. You know what's
hold
going
on.
on. You come in here.
Like, hold on.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. All right, but
What's wrong with y'all?
I don't know.
So Deja is the founder and CEO of Word of the Week, and we just want to shed light on that, and I think it's very important because every time that I tune in to her Word of the Week, she is very uplifting, very motivating, very inspiring with what she's dropping, the content she's dropping, and the way she's dropping it. So I wanted to bring her on. We wanted to bring her on to share that with you guys as well, and make sure that you guys are supporting her in that endeavor, right? Not only is it Women's History Month, but it's Women's HERstory Month. So I wanted her to elaborate on her story a little bit. So take it away. How did you found it? When did you start? What inspired you? I know it's a mouthful.
Oh man. So I've always had like this love for like speaking, public speaking and stuff like that. I used to do spoken word.
Spoken word? Hold on.
I don't know about that. That's in the archives.
Need a little piece. You need a little piece.
Nah, you gonna have to do a little piece. You have to
watch this.
Y'all
Y'all get a little piece today. Watch this. Hold on.
Oh, right now?
Not right now. We're gonna get it. We gonna get the piece from you though.
I gotta. You know what's funny? I have my first spoken word that I did at Buff State in my phone still.
See,
That's
look,
crazy.
we gonna get that today. Watch.
But I always have this love for speaking and inspiring and motivating people, and like that's what I do with my friends. Like my whole friend group. Me, Kayla, Ebbs, Sherry, we're all close. So anytime we all go through something, we all have that moment where we're inspiring and motivating each other. So during fall semester of my senior year at Buff State, I worked at this technology company in Buffalo, and it was really slow. Like, we didn't really do much, and I don't know why. One day I was just on my phone, and I uploaded videos to my story on Instagram, and I was just saying, like, 2019 is going to be our year. Like, we're going to push through no matter what. And people actually were listening to the things that I was saying, and they actually liked the topics that I talked about, and they was like, yo, you're so inspiring, you're so motivating, and I like hearing this, and this actually helps me get through what I'm going through, and actually I like listening to this in the morning. So I'm like, okay, like, maybe I should start something. And I actually started WOW because I was kind of going through this transition of like kind of pushing myself more and believing in myself. And I was like, all right, let me try to start a platform. But I don't want it to be a platform where people just put motivational quotes and stuff like that. Like, I don't want it to be the cliche platform that I see on Instagram. And it wasn't really about the likes. It wasn't about the followers for me. It was about actually getting my point across and actually having people hear me. So it was for me, but it was also for other people around me. And I started it in June of 2019. And I was in my living room with my brother, and I was like, I want to start this podcast. And I want it to be a video podcast, though, because I actually like watching people. And eventually I wanted to turn into this, like, real podcast with people, aside from me doing filmmaking and stuff like that. So I started WOW in January of 2019 of my senior year. And it was at first it was a little bit inconsistent because I was going through some personal things, and I was trying to, I was challenging myself, and I was like, yo, should I really be doing this? Do I really, is it really receptive to people? Is this something that I really am meant to do? And I was, kind of going through something. So I stopped for a couple of months, and over the summer, I kind of went through this transition of solitude and being alone and trying to figure myself out. And I was like, nah, I got to bring WOW back, but it got to be better than ever. So now I'm in this transition of making it from a video podcast. Eventually, y'all inspired me. Like, y'all I know it, but y'all that do, because I really, I love it. So I eventually want to turn WOW into a podcast, but now I've just been, uploading content and trying to improve my content from last year. And just every episode, like I'm competing with myself, and I'm like, okay, you could just do better with this, or this could be better, whether it's editing or just speaking or words or just articulating my words better, and just that's how WOW started.
Respect.
Yeah, respect. That's peace.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I ain't got. I ain't got.
That's peace.
Yo, I gotta tell you something.
That's
That's yo.
Thank you.
No, yeah, for sure.
That's peace. Wow. You got the first question? Because I'm
Wow,
trying
literally, wow.
I usually
See?
No, yeah, wow.
No,
like,
that's the. You know what that is.
Yo.
You know what that is.
You just titled your.
You just titled your own
podcast.
episode again.
Wow. And it's
'Cause-
funny because my dad, not my dad, my brother gave me the name for WOW because I was like, I wanted to be, I don't know, I didn't want it to be word of the day. And he was like, why don't you just have the acronym WOW and just put word of the week, W.O.W, and put the T lowercase, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's an acronym.
I was like, you're right. And at first, I was like, but I just don't want it to be like, I'm not necessarily focusing on words, because if I do like radio or podcast, it's not going to just be me focusing on a word, but it's going to be me spreading a word. So I was like, oh, that fits. So, I like that. And that's what I'm going to run with.
That's
not respect.
That's fire.
Yeah,
like,
and
legit.
And I want to give you, like I said, I want to give you your flowers while you can smell them. So I first of all, I thank you for your contribution to this space. Not only coming here and sharing your story, but just like you said, having the foresight to stick to something, right, and to not let minor setbacks kind of like get you off your track, because I think that's so important, especially for women, because like black people in general, right, there's a lot of things that are working against us, but I know it's like even harder as a black woman, right? So it's like I'm again, we say it all the time, but I'm inspired, right? I don't think we bring anybody on this show that we're not inspired by, and you don't know that you're gonna be inspired, because I be listening to them say their story, and I'm like, damn, I'm like, wow. Like, because I know all of the things that we went through trying to start a podcast. And it's like, people think because, like, we are who we are, that it was easy. Like, it's like, oh, like, y'all got it. Or, like, whatever comes with this lifestyle. But it's like, yo, like, just hearing other people's stories, it's like, damn, like, yo, I'm inspired, man. Women's HERstory Month, man. That's all I'm going to say.
You know what it is also, too? People look at the outcome, but they don't look at the work that you put in to make something.
Exactly.
And even as far as like renting a studio, it's not cheap. Like, and you gotta. Is that not cheap?
These niggas think this shit just free. Like, I just come in here and waltz in when I want to waltz in. Like, I don't got bills. Like,
it's not cheap, especially when you go to school and you
attention.
work. It's not cheap, and you have other stuff to pay for and other amenities. I feel like when you love something and you have a passion for something, you put your all into it. You put 100%. Your work into it. And a lot of days, people want the rewards and they want the accolades, but they don't want to put in the work, and they don't want to actually go through that period of ups and downs that you have when you start your own brand, not even a business, because people think entrepreneurship is only like you have to have a product or a service. No, it could just have your own brand. The Bag Brothers podcast is a brand, and just like Word of the Week, it was meant to inspire, motivate, and uplift people, especially creatives. That's what it's mostly meant for, creatives within my community, especially Black creatives. I feel like it's not easy, and that's what I want. That's what I want to motivate people to do, no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it is, no matter what you may be going through, because people go through their own, they have their own skeletons in their closet, and you'll never know because of what you just see on social media, because not everybody has to put their business out on social media. And what you see, you may be like, damn, like, this person is doing this, and I want to be as good as this person, but you don't know what I went through to get to this point. You don't know what y'all went through to get to be the Bag Brothers podcast. And, just watching how far y'all have come with y'all content and how far y'all have come as far as the episodes that y'all put out and just the way y'all speak on this podcast and y'all merchandise. Y'all merchandise is A1, okay? Just copy y'all a Bag Brothers podcast sweatshirt,
Respect. That's peace. In the words of,
I really respect it, and I really respect how far y'all have come especially as Black men, because Black women, is HERstory month, but I really respect y'all because y'all could be doing a lot of other things. Like people, this creative field is so saturated, and people always want to be in front of the limelight and be on camera and stuff like that, but people don't really want to be behind the scenes putting in the work and stuff like that. So I really respect what y'all are doing and just being consistent, because every time I listen to one of y'all podcasts, I'm like, damn, they doing this no matter how tired you are, Dej, no matter how annoyed you are, what you may be going through, put in the work because somebody else is doing it. That means you could do it too. So
100%.
yeah, my bad if I'm talking too much.
Nah, listen, it's a podcast.
Why you brought you
They
here?
tuning in for. They tuning in to talk. But why these cups empty, man? Hold on, man.
That's her.
Dave, you the bartender.
Money
You gotta be a
fucking
visionary, baby. This gotta go all ways. But
all right,
respect, man. Let's get into it,
just
man.
Following like what you said, I think that I tip my hat off to you as well. Pun intended. And I think
No,
that
tip me out of it, Frank.
you're black, suck on the haircut right now, like.
Tip it off right there. Oh wait, no wait. What you waiting for? Hey, where the bomb is? Sorry, this shit.
Bob and fucking where the fuck he at? Falling out. Hey.
Yo, you stupid.
You and me at walling out right now. All the way at.
Shut up. Shut up.
You better come back home. You better do.
Shut up, please.
I want to see the judge about fuck that. But what I was gonna say, yeah, this is in addition to what you said. I think that I tip my hat off to you as well, and I think that you're inspiring as well, and that's why we brought you on the podcast. Because if you weren't inspiring, I don't think we would bring you on the podcast. But
no, ain't no thing. You wasn't coming on here if you wasn't inspiring. Fuck you talking about?
But
Can't pay to get on here.
Thank you.
But I think word of the week. I think Bag Brothers. I think they're both. Well, not I think, but they're second jobs. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of consistency to be like, yo, I'm doing this again for the next week, for the next week. How do you come up with the words that? Because there's a lot of words in that encyclopedia. There's a lot of words in the world. There's a lot of words in dictionaries. How do you come up with each word each week? Are you having like a section of words for the month? Like, how are you coming up with these words, and how are these words related to you, if they do?
So, first of all, as a creative, I feel like you need to.
This shit slapped the second time. What the fuck?
Yeah,
There's less juice in this
You
every
slap her
time.
back. She's nuts. She's like, hey girl, what you got going on over here? But yeah,
bartender.
if you're looking for me, this shit is a joke. This one big joke here.
I feel like as a creative, I feel like with any job that you do have in general, you should have a journal. So for right now, I have a journal, and aside from writing down my plans for WOW and just my thoughts throughout my week, I have a list of words that when I first started WOW, before it actually did the first episode for season 2,
She got seasons, my nigga. Y'all not up.
Now the first season didn't really count, but
Listen, it counted. It counted because that was the first step. That's the I don't take nothing away from it. Like it counted.
Right.
Season 1 counted
that's
just as much as
foundation.
season 2. Because without season 1, there is no season 2.
Listen,
Come on.
Y'all,
You owe
you
me
see how
you owe me a Douce.
Damn.
I'm gonna do sodas.
More Douce? Damn, man.
You don't do
You
no
ain't gonna have no
sodas.
liver by the time you're 30. You keep
Fuck
fucking
it,
around.
fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it now.
YOLO.
Hold on, fuck up y'all dumbass nigga over there. In other countries, you acting like you got no sense, right? All right.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, sorry.
No, y'all are funny. Listen, y'all make my day. I feel like so I have a list of words, and at first, before I started, I asked people what words do y'all want to hear, and what type of content do y'all want, and people wanted interviews, and people wanted certain words. So throughout my week, I want to give people words that people ask for, but to me, one of the reasons why I took a break from WOW is because I'm a genuine person when it comes to content, and I can't fake something that I don't feel. So if I don't feel inspirational and don't feel motivational, I can get people through it, but I can't be that person. I can't be this motivational person if I'm not feeling that in that moment. But I also learned that, you don't have to be that to spread that, because you could tell people what you're going through, because people can go through the same things you're going through. So each week I pick a word as far as what I'm going through or what I may feel or the path that I think I'm on. So last week's word was values, and just having values, and the importance of knowing your values and knowing yourself and knowing what's important to you and knowing what other people around you, what's important to them, because you are the company that you keep. And if you listen to somebody, if I ask you, Sultan, what's your values, and you tell me something that's just like not aligned with mine, it's like, damn, am I really on the right path? Or is this person really on the same level that I'm on? It's not to say that you're better than anybody, but it's also just following the right path for you. So each week I kind of go off of what the people around me are going through, and also what I may be going through. One of the words that I had like 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, it was self-doubt. And one of my close friends, I'm not going to mention her, but she actually inspired me to do this word because I actually realized that she was doubting herself a lot. And I'm like, yo, like, this may not have worked out, but it's okay because this is not meant for you. And that's something Jaleesa, my mentor, also taught me. It's like, this opportunity wasn't for you, but the next one may be for you. So each word I kind of go off of what's around me and what I'm feeling and stuff like that, just so it can be genuine, it could be real, because I can't fake something. And I don't like to be in front of camera anyway, which is why I like what y'all doing. But I feel like me spreading my word, it has to be real. I have to be able to relate to somebody, because with anything that I do, anybody I look up to, I have to relate to them. So, yeah.
Did you ever have a word that you put out and you spoke out the word and somebody slid in your DM like, yo, now fuck that. That made no sense. I don't agree with you saying.
No, but that is actually
hold on, here we go. Buckle in.
No, but that's actually something that was actually one of my fears. It's like, if I do a word, is somebody gonna be like, yo, this doesn't make any sense, or I don't really want to hear this, or I don't really like this word. And I realized that what I'm doing is for me, like. Regardless of what anybody else may feel, not everybody is going to like what I put out, or people are going to be able to critique what I put out, and that's fine. Like, it is what it is. That's life. People are going to judge you, good or bad, but I feel like when that time comes, because I know it's going to come, because everybody has that time in their career where people judge them. When I have a time where I put out something and people are not going to agree with what I say, I have to stick to what my word is, and I have to be unapologetic about it. So if I say something and people are just like, I'm not feeling this, so I don't agree with this, that's fine. You don't have to agree with me, but we can agree to disagree. Or you can come on the show and we can actually have a debate about it. Like, tell me what you think. So that's actually what my podcast is. It's not for me to just tell, not a video podcast, not for me to just tell people what I think, but for people to come on the show and tell me, like, I agree with this, or I like what you said about this, but I also think this. Like, it's just a conversation. And I feel like a lot of times in our community, especially in the Black creative community, we can't really have a conversation because people are so judgmental, especially on social media. People are so judgmental, and people always want to critique what somebody else is doing or saying. And that's fine. You can do that. But let's talk about it. Let's have an intellectual conversation.
Intellectual conversation. might be the word of the week. Just saying.
It might. Like, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it, because we're not always going to agree, because it's crazy how in other cultures and other people can talk about certain things, but in the Black community we can't. It's always a problem. It's always an issue. It's always confrontational.
They don't want to have the uncomfortable conversations.
They don't. If I say something about a topic and I don't necessarily agree on it, people will say I'm hateful, I'm discriminative, or it's something else. Like I don't love my people, and it's like, no, I can love my people but still not agree with what somebody is doing. So 100%. I feel like I just like to leave that table open for conversation. And I'm the type of person, I always play devil's advocate. So if 100 people are thinking one thing, I'll just be like, okay, so what about this? So I like to leave that room open for conversation and for people to actually disagree with me or agree with me, because I like to learn things from people, and I like people to learn things from me. It's not only for people to take away from WOW, it's also for people to just teach me something, because every time I put out a word, it's because somebody has taught me something, or people will comment in my DMs, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I didn't think about that. So, yeah, I feel like I'm talking so much. Like,
came in the podcast to fucking talk, man.
This is about, we don't need to talk.
Yeah, like, this is about,
we talk when we need to, but this is about highlighting you and your story.
And I respect it.
Her story.
Her story.
HERstory month.
And I think by you talking, I'm not gonna say I'm using so much like in the context of the conversation, but by you talking, it's allowing people to really understand why, because we always say words mean something, right? And that's something that I was always taught. Yeah, like words mean something. Your word is your bond. That's like all of those things, all of those principles are things that are embedded in something else. But just hearing you talk, right? I think that gives people another angle as to why you truly are the visionary, right? Because that you didn't pick, and I tell people this all the like. I literally was just talking to him. Yeah, because it's like
my name right now.
The visionary P. Yo, P the visionary. Fuck that new Instagram name loading after this episode. Watch this. But no, words mean something, and your name means something, right? Like your name is powerful. Your name is your title. So. Yeah. Just branding yourself as.
Did you say that last podcast? I heard that and I was like, whoa.
Maybe. Yeah. Listen, baby, you know, Backbuds got that content for you, baby. We curators of the
cool Spicy Boys coming up soon, you're
you know. But your name means something, and that's why, like, you know, I always tell people that, like, your name is like how the world is going. Yeah, it's like, so I'm just, like I said, man, I'm inspired.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing. As a connoisseur of words, and like you said, as like just existing in this creative space, I think we should give people their flowers while we can smell them. So I don't got no roses for you or nothing, but you know, some flowers. You know,
some do say.
Yeah, they go. See, yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know,
it's funny. Like when you say that, before I actually put out like content for words, word of the week, I was like, you know, I put out a couple posts that was like, words are the tools that allow us to direct and manifest energy into form, which is why I believe in energy. Like 100%. The words that 100%. We speak, whether it's about ourselves or about other people, we speak out into the universe and it 100%. Comes back to us. And there's power behind words, no matter what you say. So the Bag Brothers podcast, y'all get into the bag. That is highlighted for a reason, you
which
know?
Which is a peace of mind, in case you didn't know.
So I just really respect that. And I really, like, y'all say I love what I'm doing. I love what y'all doing. Like, I really, you know.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Not about us, but just, like, again, go off what she said. Excuse me, with the get into the bag.
Yeah, 6'2".
That doesn't mean, no.
Don't worry about it. Everything is in sync over here.
That doesn't mean that, like, you get into the bag financially, right? But also mean
speak for yourself.
Get into the bag in terms of, like, mentally, right? In terms of the mind and unlocking different things. So, you know, like, our motto is just like, it's so holistic, right? It captures everything and the essence of everything as well. So, you know, tune the fucking yard.
Tune in.
The visionary days, you get the Bag Brothers nigga.
You already know.
Come on, what the fuck going on? Thank you. Go ahead.
Nah, I was just saying because as I'm talking to you right, I'm just going through the motion. Like when we did the rapid fire episode, that was like a lot of people.
But guess what? The rapid fire is coming right the fuck back. Spicy boy conversation coming
Spicy
right
boys.
You are now tuned.
The content, you know.
You are now tuned into the Spicy Boys. We have now transitioned. It's time to ask the spicy questions. The spicy questions coming up right now. You know what I'm saying? Right now.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, you plugged everything that you got going.
Plugged in. So you know what I'm saying?
This is a holistic, like he said, this is a holistic podcast.
It's a holistic podcast.
So we're not gonna just let you come in here and just act like you got the good trench on, you got the good leather pants. Like
she got the green. Oh, is this the green Bag Brothers shit? Oh shit! Let me find out. Son, what the fuck on, man?
So everybody that's been coming over and trying to get him in his bag.
They trying to get the.
So you part of the bag.
But we got something for her though.
I respect it. I respect it.
We got something for her though. You're medium, right?
Huh?
You're medium, right? Or small?
And shirts, hoodies.
Small, medium.
Nah, you were small.
You were small.
I like mediums. I like baggy stuff. I like that. Yeah,
one?
just don't confuse today. Like I dress like a nigga. Like I just be chilling.
Nah, listen, that's fine. But we got something for you.
All right, so
part of the bag.
All right, so P started off, man. Spicy Boys is here. The Bag Brothers left the building. Spicy Boys came in, man.
Let me start it off.
Hold the fuck on.
All right, so we gonna situate this like rapid fire.
We switching up rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire, right?
Yeah, switching up.
So if y'all don't know, rapid fire is something we came up with new.
Yeah.
Is a load of questions that our supporters have DM'd us.
Yeah.
They've emailed us and they want us to ask questions live on the podcast and see what that's about. And right now we're gonna do again rapid fire part 2. We did rapid fire, I think 2 episodes ago, maybe.
Yeah,
it's about 2 episodes. Don't quote me.
It was the episode before Bruce. Yeah. So Bruce was 30.
33.
Please, it's been a long.
It's been so many
Whatever.
podcasts.
Go
going
back
right
to
now.
Rapid Fire. We available everywhere you consume podcasts, including
man.
YouTube. I got to keep plugging that. But so, Dez, you ready for this Rapid Fire?
Shit don't matter. It don't matter. You ready?
It don't matter.
You started
All right,
off.
Let me start it. All right, so back. Let's get straight to it. If
What
you
am
were
I
a porn star, what would your name be?
Yo, so face on the
We get straight to it. Fuck it. If you was a porn star, what would your name be? What's your porn star name?
What would my name be? Honestly, I feel like it would be something like Diamond or some shit.
You think
like
of
that.
what?
Nah, okay.
Diamonds
I know why
are
you.
forever.
Okay.
Throw your
Why
diamonds in
diamond?
the
Why
sky.
diamond? Why diamond?
I don't know. I feel like it's like D. I don't know. I always.
D,
Nah.
pun intended. You see what we doing here?
with the
Dage
Dage
D,
D,
Diamond, Triple
Diamond.
D, Ridiculous. You know,
Ridiculous.
that's my porn star name. Excuse me. Sorry.
Your name's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yo,
ridiculous.
porn star
Emphasis
name?
on the dick. You know, ridiculous. That's my name.
Good night.
Can I get
Ridiculous.
Pack it up.
Ridiculous P.
In the podcast.
Diamond.
In the podcast.
Ridiculous P. That's how we
I
coming.
don't know.
Diamond.
Diamond.
Just
I'm gonna
Diamond.
stick with Diamond.
All right.
All right, from the Players Club.
Diamond.
All right, bet.
Diamond. Okay.
I'm not mad at that. Fuck
You
it.
got another rapid fire?
Yeah, I got a rapid fire right now.
Rapid fire. You take it
If
too long.
you see your best friend's boyfriend / girlfriend on a date, would you snitch?
Yes. I would. Because my friends would do it with me. Like, my friends already know. My friends look out for me, so I look out for them. Like, my whole friend group. If I see
You said your whole friend
my
group?
whole,
I'm about to.
whole,
I gotta make sure. We gotta make emphasis. Wait, which ones is the host over there?
I'm supposed to get home.
Which ones is the host? Let me know so I can alert the proper authorities, because we cannot be having a whole friend group. This is two groups. You got the whole friends and then the whole some friends.
Hold it down.
Let me see what's going on.
Listen, what I call you, S Money?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, S Money.
You know what I'm
His
saying?
girl is a part of my friend group. So listen,
The wholesome.
That.
listen. If
The
I
wholesome.
see him,
Wholesome.
I'ma tap you like, yo, what you doing?
Nah,
So-
you
no,
know
you
something.
honestly,
She's
I
gonna
would
tap me in the middle of the
I
I would
process.
tap you. Honestly, I'll go up
Yo.
to you like, hey, what's up? But honestly, I would give you the opportunity, because it's not necessarily my business. I would give you the opportunity to speak, and I would tell you, listen, are you going to speak on it? If not, I'll speak. I don't mind. But, I'll give you the opportunity to speak. And
Loyalty.
if not, then, because, I love y'all both, but I know you wouldn't do that.
Now,
okay?
what if they pay you off to be like, yo, just make it go away?
I'll take the money, and then me and my friends are going on vacation, and then
But you still gonna.
I'm still going to snitch.
Yo,
We're just
I'm
going to be
with that.
out.
That's loyalty.
That's real.
That's loyalty.
That's real. All right, I fuck with it, man. Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. All right. So Meg Thee Stallion, right?
Uh-oh.
And she's just the most famous person who's probably said this so far. But she's often quoted as saying that she goes back to her exes for sex so that she doesn't run up her body count. Do you agree or do you disagree? You going back to your exes so you don't got to run up your body count, or what? We getting new bodies. What we doing?
I'm going to say the right thing on here.
Nah. This is a Bag Brother podcast. What the hell you talking about? Say the wrong right there. Ain't nothing on here the wrong thing.
With the exes that I have, no.
Okay.
But
Need some new exes then.
and yeah, I do. But nah, I feel like I don't see. I used to be like that. I'm like, yo, I can go back to a nigga for sex. I don't like to
Build
increase
conversation.
Yeah, you gotta
like,
do all of that. And me, I'm just like, if you disappoint, then that's you another body count that I gotta add.
right, add on to the pile.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go back to any of my exes for sex. No, nah.
Wasn't good enough?
No, it was good. It's just
It
I'm
ain't good enough. That's what I mean.
Because you said it was good,
Nah.
but you ain't say it was like.
It was. Some of them it was good, but it's
Whoever exes listening, y'all better
Yo,
know.
exes, tune in, baby. Bag Brothers Podcast, episode 35, baby. The Understanding Power episode. You know what's going on.
Nah, it was. It's not that it was good, but it wasn't good. It's just that the fact that like mentally I'm in a space where I'm just like clear.
Levels.
And I'm not. Yeah, I'm leveled up.
Level up, baby. Level up.
I don't like to bring people up that don't really matter no more. But like I've leveled up, and as far like sex is good. Don't get me wrong. But as far as where the space I'm in mentally, like I'm focused on my career. I'm focused on being a director. I'm focused on WOW. I'm focused on elevating. So it's like if I could elevate that, I could elevate the niggas that I talk to. So I could elevate whatever I go back to. So I mean, like, you know, they could just stay in the past, and then that's the old age. And now this is the visionary age. I gotta get niggas that, you know.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the ordinary days. You
know
what I'm saying?
Vision, you know.
The visionary days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
But yeah.
I fuck with that.
All right, rapid fire.
Rapid fire, baby. RF, baby.
What?
Bow, bow. Rest in peace, my nigga Pop
Fabio?
Smoke. Not
Fabio,
come on the podcast, my nigga.
Right?
Holla back.
Hey, Fabio, you said fuck you, bro.
You know what's going on.
All right, so what are the must-ask questions on the first date?
Ooh, rapid fire.
Fire.
I
like these because, you know, I'm a talkative person, so I like to ask questions a lot.
Give us 3.
I feel like 3.
Give us 3 questions.
3's a good number.
She probably gonna give us 10, but we need 3.
Give us 3. Give us 10.
Yeah, give us 3. Give us 3. You know, 3's the number of understanding. We need them to understand.
Okay, the 3. Okay, I'm gonna give you a 4 because I feel like 3. I'm just gonna be limited.
4 is the culture, so okay.
I feel like I would ask, you know, what do you want to do in your life?
Okay.
And you don't have to be sure because at one point I wasn't sure as far as what I wanted to do, and I'm still hesitant as far as I know what I want to do, but people don't always know how to get there, so that's fine. But if you're just, I'm the type of person I read into shit. So if you're telling me the regular nigga shit like, oh, you know, I just want to get money and all this other shit, if you're telling me what a typical nigga would tell me because I want to hear it, because you think that's what I want to hear, nah, I don't really like that. So I listen to what people say and how they say it. So what you want to do with your life? What do you value? Because values are important to me. Like, what do you value?
What do you value?
And it's not as far as, like, you know, getting serious as far as anything.
It's a tough-ass question, yo.
But, yeah, like, what do you value? What's important to you? Is that's really serious?
I know what you value.
Nah, it's not a tough question to us. I'm saying, like, it's a tough question.
You niggas don't got no morals, values, and principles. Yeah, that's the problem.
And that's the thing. Values, what's important. People think of values as a hard word and it's complicated. No, it's what's important to you. What's your principles? What's your morals? Because if you tell me some shit like, you know, I want pussy, I want sex, you know, that's your morals, I understand that, but that's just what you want. Like, that's not what you want for your, if that's what you want for yourself and that's all you want for yourself as a nigga, then you got a long way coming, because that's just, you know.
I get it.
What's your values? 2 more. If you had all the money in the world to do anything you wanted, what would you do with it? And you don't have to give me some extraordinary answer about, oh, yeah, I would buy a house, I would take care of my family.
Don't give them no cheat codes, though. Just give them the question.
You know, like, it's just like,
because then they gonna come when they try to get you on the first date. They're gonna be like, yeah, well, you know, like, just let it go.
It's not even that. Everything I'm saying now, it's not even like you don't have to give me all that extraordinary answer. But like, what would you do if you had the money and the time right now to do what you wanted? Like, what is your dream? What is your goal to do right at this moment? And
I like that.
I'm about to say some shit, but
nah. You don't censor yourself on the podcast. This the Bag Brothers podcast. This Spicy Boy Entertainment. This curators of the cool. This the jewelers.
Bag Brothers not handle
this the Spicy Boys. Like, you gotta let that fly.
Yeah,
you gotta let that fly. We gonna get that. Let that. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna say it. Maybe I'm not gonna say it. Let it fly.
What? You keep growling over
there. Nah, I would ask. It depends. Okay, it depends.
She just changed the question in her head.
Yeah, I did
right?
change the question in my head because it depends on how well I know the person. Like, if I knew the person for a minute and they was my friend, I would ask them like stuff as far as like personal, like what's your intention? I would ask what's your intentions with this. Like, what do you?
Now what if they give you a straight answer like, I just want to have sex?
I just want to. They're gonna tell me you just want to have sex. I'm like, for what?
Because I feel like nah. You know, I love what you say for what, because a lot of, not all. Right, but some women, right? They say, "Oh, I just want a guy to just tell me what's their intentions," right? And then when they tell them what's their intentions, they be like, "For what?"
People can't handle honesty, and I feel like don't ask for something you can't handle. Don't ask for something you don't want. So if you ask somebody something like, "Yo, what's your intentions? What do you want from me?" and they say, "Oh, I just want pussy," it's like, okay, so I would take into consideration all the other questions I've asked you. What are you showing me? And stuff like that. Because I know people think of, like, some people sex is just sex, and to me, sex is just, like, I'm giving myself to you, and it's not this whole big, miraculous thing, but it's just, like, I'm sharing myself with you, so why do you deserve for me to just throw you some pussy? Like, because you can get pussy from anywhere, and I can get pussy to anybody, but it's just, like, for what? Pussy? Just because you, huh?
You getting pussy?
Am I getting?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I just need to make sure. Cause listen. You right. I need to make sure that I'm. Because when people DM me on Tuesday when this episode drop, like, yo, who that? I need to make sure that I'm letting the woman know if that's what you. Listen, I'm just trying to make sure you cover.
Make sure you DM X Champagne P. Do not DM my
my new name gonna be the Visionary P.
Do not DM my fucking Instagram page.
No, DM everybody.
Please don't DM Sultan for me. Please.
Please don't DM me. I don't know.
Nah, he don't know me. But I just feel like
you get mad. No funny, you gonna get mad DMs
all the time.
Promise you. I'm gonna screenshot and send it all to you.
So.
I ain't sending you nothing. Don't worry about it. I ain't sending them over there. Fuck that. They don't deserve you visionary days.
Listen, if you can't bring new ideas to me, new creative ideas, you just stay up there. Respect. But I feel like as far as being straightforward, you can be straightforward. And people can't ask for something. So if I'm out on a date and I ask a nigga what he want, he say just pussy, I'm going to just be like, is this what I want? If I just want dick from you, if I can't get anything else from you, are you worthy of that? Or do I want to give that to you? If not, then I can't get mad at you for something I asked for. But I feel like when I say be straightforward, be straightforward what you want. What do you want in life? Like, what is the point of this? If you just took me out to dinner, took me out to a date just to get some pussy, I'm gonna tell you, like, this is not.
Will you be surprised what a guy will go?
No, I would not. Okay, trust me, I would not.
Okay. Listen, they be trying to build creative ideas to get to.
But I feel like that's stupid. That's stupid. Like,
is it stupid though?
It is stupid because it's like a lot of bitches be like, oh, you gotta buy me a bag, or you gotta buy me this and all this other shit, and it's like, one. It's just the type of person I am. I'm not dependent on anybody. So I'm not gonna look for a bag. I'm not gonna look for you to take me out. A plate of food is not gonna excite me and shit like that.
There are women that be like free meals.
Yeah, no, that's
you gonna get kidnapped. I keep telling y'all, stop going out for free food. You gonna get kidnapped. I just yelled at somebody for that on Saturday. Yo, keep going out for free food. They gonna kidnap you, and you better not text me because I'm not. What's the nigga from Taken? I have a special set of skills, and I will use them to hunt you down. I'm not coming to get you. Do not call me. Tell me this nigga kidnapped you because you want to go out for free food. I will buy you food if you hungry. I love you. I will send you money for food. Don't hit me up asking for
money. A lot of
women
do that, and to me it's crazy because it's like
it's kind of weird.
It's
gonna get kidnapped.
But I understand it because it's like, yo,
please understand that. Please, I'm sorry. Explain that. Because I don't understand that.
Okay. There's women giving pussy for free. So if this nigga's giving you stuff in return for that pussy, why not? But I'm the type. There's women
for food?
Yes. There's women that. And I don't. Stop. You know, the type of person.
It's women's HERstory month. Stop.
Coronavirus coming to what?
Please.
The thing about it is that I don't judge. I don't judge people because of the fact that just because I've been raised a certain way doesn't mean everybody has been raised in a certain way. It doesn't mean everybody has received that love or that care from men or certain 100%. Stuff. So when they get it, they get excited about it. It's like if somebody gave you $1 million to somebody else that got $1 million before, it's like, oh shit, this is nothing. This is like $1 to me. But to you, it's like, oh shit, I'm about to spend the whole bag. But to me, I feel like women get excited over certain things and men treating them a certain way. And even it doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be somebody buying you food or taking you out. It could just be somebody showing you love and appreciation, and you don't really know how to act when you first get it. And it may not be genuine. And I feel like I understand it because of the fact that not everybody was raised the same way, or not everybody has gotten that love or that respect that other women have gotten. Like, you treat your girl like a princess. I tell that all the time. I'm like, yo, listen, $S. Listen.
Do what I can.
A lucky girl. My sister's a lucky girl, but not everybody gets that.
I think me and Peter told me the other day, like he would do what he does, and me and him are the same in that regard, because what we'll do for like a woman is do certain things, and they be like, oh, like, why are you doing that? Like, yo, this is regular.
This is regular.
That's how we regularly do. You know what I'm saying? If you take it to a 5-star, you know, Mr. Restaurant, that's what we do. And it's not to say like, oh, we're trying to show off. No, this is regular. So imagine when you with us, you know what I'm saying? What we're willing to do
for you. And people get excited off of that. People get excited off of something that they've never had before. And I've had niggas that haven't really had a female care for them and love them and cherish them. Like, and it's just like, some niggas don't really know how to appreciate that. Some niggas think that you just some hoe that just want to just get shit from you. And then like some a guy that I was like, you know, I'm talking to or something like that. He never
currently. Shit. Cause she used like the past tense. So I need to make sure.
Shit.
Cause my followers is gonna ask me.
I need some of my cup refilled.
This thing broke the cup.
Figure it out.
Okay. So a guy that I've known him for a while. I've been friends with, but we went out a couple of times. We've been talking and stuff like that, and like we have like a really close friendship, and I've asked him, I'm like, yo, because he'll take me out and stuff like that. And it's kind of different from the guys that I've been dating because...
Hey, you put my shit all over. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, my shit is nuts, bro.
I'm just watching. You see, I ain't say nothing. I was just watching it. Like, yo, tune into the YouTube Backbuzz podcast because I was just looking at the cup get filled. And I'm like, whoa.
It was only a little bit.
I'm like,
shut the hell
whoa. I'm like, whoa.
But...
Black Rob, whoa.
I was talking to him. I'm like, oh, like, have you ever had a girl, like, you know, take you out, buy you stuff and stuff like that? He's like, nah. And I'm like, really?
The juice keep getting little.
The juice keep getting less and less.
Every time.
Fuck going on in here?
Man, drink your cup, okay?
The coronavirus there or some shit?
I got shit to do, bitch.
Everybody's going crazy over this fucking coronavirus.
Nah, don't try to... Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this nigga that you keep talking about, girl. You not slick.
Yeah, so, like, we're cool and everything.
I can't taste the juice in this shit, boy.
I can't. Y'all don't drink the cup.
Jesus Christ, you assertive too.
That's on the own podcast.
Yeah, this my fault. Hey, you own podcast.
You run this shit.
So yeah, drink the cup. I know when y'all go out, y'all just be asking for shots. 1942 in here.
Nah, we pop bottles, man.
Pop bottles.
Oh, y'all pop bottles?
Yeah, and we don't share.
K,
and we don't share bottles. Every time I'm in a
My
spot, it's two.
birthday is coming up. Okay, Aries man. Okay.
Don't even believe in none of the Metro Mercury Metro.
Whoa, nigga.
What's your sign?
I'm a Gemini, baby. May 29th. Yo, I took a pic. I'm a blur. Let me post it right now. I'm a blur the shit out. Watch this. But no, finish telling me about the nigga who took you out, man. Stop playing around, man.
Okay,
yeah,
so with him, like, he'll take me out, he'll do certain stuff, and I'm just like, it's different from what guys have given me before, but I have a father that gives me things unconditionally, so shit like that doesn't impress me, and I can do for myself. And I've asked him, like, yo, have you ever had a girl, like, you know, buy you stuff and take care of you? He's like, no, not really. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I feel like this, aside from that, it's this standard that, like, females will accept shit that men do for them, but a female can't give that same thing because they think they're a queen or something like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for my black queens and all that stuff like that, but I feel like if you love somebody unconditionally or you care for somebody, you don't even have to be in a relationship with them. You just give. Like, I don't have to be in a relationship with nobody to give them something or care for them. Like, I do shit like that for my bros, and it's like certain shit just don't impress me. So when a female gets taken out to dinner, I understand why they're impressed by that, but not everybody sees things the same way. So somebody taking me out to dinner or taking me out or having fun, it's like, yeah, that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I show gratitude in anything that somebody gives me because you don't have to do it, but it's not going to excite me as far as everybody else. But some females, you buy them.
Fucking product.
You take them to fucking
Gucci something.
Felipe Chow, and that shit is just whoa, like, you know. And I get it.
Look at the aesthetics in this motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like, but it's also social media. Right. It's also the fact that social media
play that part.
It plays that part, and it kind of glorifies this whole men take you out.
Such a fucking great word.
It is, because they make it more than what it is.
We
like,
got a sweater called Glory.
I get it. You do. Really?
We don't D-Money, we got you.
Listen.
You got a sweater called Glory.
Nah, but
and the caption was, "What a glorious reign it'll be for the king."
Oh. You know what's crazy? I was done looking at the caption you gave me.
Remember, size small.
Size small. Okay. I was done looking at the caption you gave me for January of this year for New Year's, and I was like, and Kate was sleeping in my bed, and I was like, yo, like, what caption?
Yo, relax, boy. yo, you.
This girl she stayed over for New Year's.
The money is straight and narrow, boy.
All right. Because she said she was getting pussy, so I need to make sure what's going on over here.
Okay.
Boy, yo.
First of all, I'm not judgmental. I like.
Listen,
we're
not gonna talk. We're not gonna talk. Yo,
set the record straight. I like niggas, but my friends will think
you like kings, baby.
Okay,
I
like kings. I like kings. I like gods. I like black gods.
Oh, peace, God, peace. Yo, peace to the gods in the earth of the universe.
But I feel like you love who you love. So, I'm not. Because if my mother watched this shit, kill me. But I'm not.
Don't worry about it. Mama, she in good hands, mama.
I'm attracted to anybody who I'm attracted to. Like, women are very attractive. And as a black woman, I glorify black women because I'm just like, yo, we have this je ne sais quoi, this persona to us that's just like
je ne sais quoi is man.
I've been trying to spell that shit in my head for the last 10 minutes. I don't know what you said. She ain't say the word 10 minutes ago, but I was trying to spell it before she said it. And I was like, je ne sais
we have this thing to us that's just like
100%. Y'all
powerful. And
women run the world.
Women around the world.
And if niggas don't know that shit by now, go fucking figure it out. Because women are everything. If the women didn't exist, the world would be fucking chaos.
And
it's not chaos now, but you know.
It just, I feel like, especially for HERstory month. Okay, so this is y'all podcast.
Keep plugging it back in. Women's HERstory month.
HERstory month.
Sponsored by the Bag Brothers.
Sponsored by the Bag
March
Bros.
Madness. Women's HERstory month.
Do say sponsor us.
I can't wait till Jay-Z to fucking sponsor you guys or fucking Diddy.
Look.
Listen, get some Ciroc.
Look.
Get different shit to him.
Fuck drink that nasty shit.
That trash.
Oh.
I've been drinking Douce since I was 21.
All right.
This is our 12. Fuck so.
Dulce is nasty to me. Dulce is nasty to me. But today is good. I don't know why.
You wilding out. You fucking up sponsorship, right? You talking about damn Dulce.
Listen,
I'm talking about what's wrong with
this
girl, man? Niggas saw your sponsorship.
Okay, it's not nasty. It's just that I'm a liquor person. I used to smoke. I don't smoke no more.
Thank God, because that smoke shit is not attractive, bro.
It's not.
That shit gotta go.
All right, hold on. We gotta get back to rapid fire though.
Okay.
Y'all motherfuckers that went on a whole tangent.
You got more questions?
I got one more question. I got one more question for you. Yeah, we gotta because we need your take on this email.
And then I'm gonna say one more thing for HERstory month.
Please do, boy.
I'm done.
Cut it out. Someone turn around, you got pee like my little brother.
You say running through me, boy.
God damn, every time. Pee. Shut up.
Yo.
No, but finish your thought, Dave. It's part of this.
What the fuck is Matt, boy?
I'm just. Nah, y'all are funny. This is a really interesting podcast. I love it. Listen, tune in. Nah, they're not like the rest. Listen, they're top tier. They're top tier.
Nah, but finish your thought. We good. We gonna keep it rolling.
Wait.
Nah. We gonna keep rolling. Don't worry about it. They don't know. We gonna put his emoji in there. Don't worry about it. Because I got one more rapid fire question for you.
Wait, where he went? Oh, he went
to pee.
Okay. I feel like for Women's HERstory month, I feel like my goal, because I have this thing there's a couple things that I'm working on as far as for Women's HERstory month.
Yes.
I feel like women, we should empower one another, and I feel like, especially in the community that we live in the society that we live in, as far as social media is concerned, they're really judgmental of everybody, but specifically black women. Right. And it's crazy because I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I was talking about, like, as far as, I don't want to really bring people into it because I don't want to, like, steer the conversation off. I'm sorry, this Deuce got me.
No, take your time, baby. This is a podcast.
I feel like as far as the thing with Nicki Minaj, I feel like people see her as this bitter and angry black woman, and it's like, bro, when people like 50 Cent, I love 50. 50 don't come for me if you hear this, but 50 Cent expresses himself the same way, if not more, that Nicki Minaj does. But when people hear Nicki Minaj, it's, oh, she's angry, she's bitter, and all this other stuff. And although I may understand why they may say certain things, it's like, you don't understand her story. But when it comes to black men like 50 Cent or the Baby, or I love the Baby, by the way, but
whoa, you can't love the Baby after what he did last night.
Okay.
But finish it though.
That's
please.
a different conversation for a different
because we're gonna get into that next episode. We gonna get into that.
But it's like when black men do stuff is so, because not everybody was canceling him. He did it. It's not the first time he did it. He did it before. He's hit a black woman before, but people accept him because he's a black man. And I don't know why it's this whole this double standard with black men and black women. But when it comes to black women especially, we get criticized and critiqued more when it comes to stuff that we do, even mistakes that we make. And I understand it, but it's just like, keep that same energy. So with Women HERstory Month, I really want to emphasize black women and their brand and their image, because a lot of the people that I glorify or I point out on WOW are people that I've in my friend group, or people that I know personally. And although they may be judged by certain people, or they may have this certain image, or people may not see them as the person that I see them as, I'm like, yo, the same way you'll keep that same energy with a celebrity or somebody you may not know, keep that same energy with them, because they're trying. And as a black woman in society, it's not easy. It's really not easy, because when it comes times where we have to be vulnerable, or we have to be pure and transparent, people don't always accept that, because people are judgmental, because society is judgmental, because social media is judgmental. And 100%. I understand that. But for this month, I really want to emphasize women. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know what you want to do. You don't have to be this, you don't have to compete with other people that you see are doing much better than you. But it's just like, understand that, like, your journey is your journey. Yeah. And whatever you may be going through is meant for you. And regardless, you're still inspiring. You're still motivating, because there's always somebody that isn't doing as well as you. Like, I'm not up there. Like, I just want to pay respects to her, the last girl that you had up here.
Chelsea Miller.
Yes.
Episode 34.
I really respect her, because she's 23. I'm 22, but I'm about to be 23. And I was, after I saw her, like, that I was going to have as a guest, I was looking her up, and I'm like, yo, like, I really respect her, and she's really inspiring. But although I may respect her and I may look up to her, somebody else may look up to me, somebody lower than me.
True.
And somebody lower than that person may look up to that person. So it's always somebody that's watching you. Like, regardless of you may not think you're doing as much or you're not doing as good, people are always looking. And you have to be the best that you can. And don't always think about what you could be doing or what you didn't do, what you can't do, or what's, like, blocking you from doing certain stuff. Nah, look at what you're accomplishing right now, because you're a better person than you was a year ago. I'm way better than I was when I first started WOW. January of 2019, I was really unsure of myself, and now that I'm the person that I am now, I can critique that. I can look back and say, okay, well, I could have did this better, and I could have branded myself better in this way. So I'm just really about empowering women, like, empowering black people in general, but empowering women, because it's not easy for us in the society and the community that we live in the world that we live in now, because it's crazy. Like, people overlook it because of social media and the stuff that, we get distracted by easily, but we are really empowering and inspiring, and somebody's always looking up to us. I have nieces that look up to me now, and even when they say certain stuff to me, it's like, damn, I may not feel like I'm doing as good, but they're looking at me, and I need to be better for them. So, you good?
Well, on that note, I want to say that you're doing great.
Thanks.
I want to say that we're inspired. I'm
Thanks.
sure that people who listen to this episode are going to be inspired. I want to extend our support, right? Whatever we can do to help you push the movement and continue to grow and build, because, like you said, this black creative space, right? It gets very murky, right? There's a lot of, like, just like, there's a lot that comes with this, being in this space, right? We know firsthand, right? And it's like, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. But
Never.
I always say, like, I don't care if you agree with everything we say or if you disagree with some things, as long as we make you feel something. Right.
Feel
I want you to
something.
feel something, right? You could agree, you could disagree, but just feel, right? And
Because it leaves room for conversation when you
exactly.
feel that, yeah.
And that's what we trying to do out here. And especially with this Women's HERstory Month thing that we putting together. It's like that wasn't by accident, right? Like we didn't come up with this by accident. And to all of the women, to the 2 women who've come on already, Visionary Days, to Chelsea Miller, the women who are scheduled to come on throughout the rest of the month. We just want to big you guys up. We want to salute you. We want to send our appreciation and our gratitude.
Give you your flowers, basically.
Exactly,
Yes.
because so many, I don't want my flowers at my wake, right? Because by then it's too late.
Right.
So, on that note,
put the button on it.
yeah, like please plug everything that you got going on. Plug
your social
plug
media.
Your social media.
Plug
What you're working on. Plug everything. Plug it all. Plug it in. Plug it in.
But they can follow you at Instagram, all that.
Please.
Yeah, I be forgetting, honestly. So, you know, you guys, so you can follow What's the Word on Instagram, What's the .word, and you can stay updated for inspirational, empowering, and motivating messages, weekly messages from me. And you can also follow my personal Instagram, The Visionary Dage, and I will be I'm in the process of working on and rebranding my filmmaker / directing brand right now, so you just stay tuned for that. I'm gonna be releasing certain projects, and if you're an actor, if you're a musician, if you're any creative of any kind, if I can include you in a project, I'm going to do that, and I would love to do that. So just hit me up, DM me. You know, I'm in Hollywood, so just stay tuned for that. Be visionary.dage and what's the .word, aka Word of the Week, aka WOW. So just stay tuned for that.
Respect.
And yeah, stay tuned for the Bag Brothers and being on WOW for this year. Yes,
you know
I don't
words
know
mean
when.
something.
Yes, words
and you know
mean
your
something.
word
I'm
is your
just,
bond, and you shall die before you. You know, I ain't gonna
yes,
get 120.
yes.
Bro.
Stay tuned for that, please.
Looking forward to that.
And if you're a creative of any kind that just wants to collab or just wants to be on WOW or just have a conversation with me, you know, I'm open to it. I love stuff like that. So
that's
yes,
dope.
Please.
That's dope. Take advantage of that.
Yes, please.
Because
take
not
advantage.
too many people are gonna open their platform and their space up to you. We not motherfuckers.
People,
fuck y'all.
People don't like that. You know, I respect what y'all are doing now, and I'm the same way. Like, I don't necessarily open up my space to everybody because it's just like I want to help everybody, but I know that I can't, and I know that my platform is my sacred space, which is why putting people on is just like I'm very limited to that, and I'm very selective of that. But I feel like if you want to work, please collab in any way. I will collab. I'll put your work on my page or anything like
That's
that.
dope.
Like,
Respect.
100%.
and stay tuned for what WOW has in store for 2020. You know,
100%. Listen, tune in. Make sure you guys are following her page. We get shouted out obviously when we repost. Hashtag BBGC, hashtag BB30 for 30.
In the gym, man.
Waterway.
In the library.
In the library, get your mental
get
right.
Them words
get
up.
your physical right as well. Any emails, any critiques, any suggestions, any opinions, any questions you have, asked for us, bagbrotherspod@gmail.com. Make sure you tune in.
The email button is on the Bag Brothers Podcast page.
Just click the email directly.
Click
right
it.
to the
Bang,
email.
bang, bang.
Send me what you gotta send. Instagram page, the Bag Brothers Podcast. Follow us. Repost us. We're gonna repost you. My personal page is Sultan of Thrones. Make sure you follow me. I got 600 followers, 700 followers. I'm trying to get my followers up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Your dollars and your followers match. So
That's
I'm
a
proud
fact.
of you.
What's the Instagram page, dog?
Well, it is X Champagne P, but I'm about to change it to the Visionary.P. You heard? The Visionary.Power Cypher. But you know,
Give me that Twitter game.
Follow us on Twitter @TheBagBrothers. No underscores, no periods, no parentheses, no special characters.
100%.
@TheBagBrothers, because that's who we are.
Right.
Follow my personal Twitter ____ Watch me work.
That's 3 underscores. Keep it locked.
3 is the number of understanding. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Watch the
Podcast.
YouTube. You got
Yeah, fucking.
Every time we drop a video, we drop a new video. Every time we drop an episode, we drop a new video.
She going hard in this motherfucker.
I honestly didn't know y'all had YouTube, and when I found out, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, baby.
Check this out.
Y'all gotta see this drip. We ain't coming on here with no white t-shirts and no motherfucking
like, comment.
This
like, comment. You know
yeah, this shit not and if you we available everywhere you consume podcasts. But if you on the Apple Podcast app, we need you to rate, subscribe, and comment on everything. Rate us 5 stars. Don't rate us 4 stars. Don't rate us 3. Rate us 5 stars. Comment that we your favorite podcast. We the best podcast on the planet. We know nobody fucking with us, right? Y'all know how we give it up. We Bag Brothers. This Bag Brothers shit. And yeah, man. As always, y'all already know happiness is rich, health is wealth, kindness is currency, and a peace of mind is the real bag.
This is episode 3535. What you go? The vision every day. You know what I'm saying? We out.
KD.
Locked and loaded, baby. Thank you.
Yes.